that creates the opportunity to sell out?
Man, I'm not saying don't create opportunity to sell, but just because somebody do something that you don't agree with, don't mean they sold out. I don't agree. We on, baby. What's up, y'all? We about to get together.
What's happening? What's happening?
We on our way, man. We having another little conversation. You know what I'm saying? But we on time again for y'all.
Like we always do at this time. What's happening?
Man. We've been trying to keep it going, man. We've been doing our thing. Definitely trying to keep it together.
Yo.
In the building, we getting these levels up, man. So we waiting for y'all to get here. Get it going here.
Cut the mic on. Yours on?
Yeah, it's on. It's definitely on.
Keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. TBT Radio. We in the building, y'all. We are in the building. What's up, bro? You know, what's up, Gene? Oh, Gene in the building. What's up, y'all? We got 3 of y'all, 2 of y'all in here, man. We about to get it going. Rob about to come around the table here in a second. You know what I mean?
What's happening, folks?
About to get this jumping, man, for y'all here in a minute. It's 8 o'clock, so when y'all come
Yes,
in, y'all
sir.
come in, man. Truth Be Told Radio.
Keeping it a buck.
Because you know we don't give a fuck.
What's happening, bro? What's going on,
Nothing
man?
much, man. Nothing much, man. I'm just, I'm living, and I'm appreciating that I'm alive. I thank God that I'm alive. Thank God I'm around. Thank God I'm healthy, man. So right now I'm winning.
Word
You know
up.
what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
So
saying?
this week has been a decent week. Yeah, I can't complain too much about it. And Clay, what up, boy?
What's
I
happening?
can't complain too much about it. You know what I mean? And so, we just gonna let it do what it do.
10 tones down out here, man. I mean, every day is a grind. Want to shout out and thank everybody that's taking time out to check us out today.
We so appreciate you, man.
We know everybody's got their own.
And it's 8 o'clock again.
And it's 8 o'clock again.
Ohio State playing Penn State.
And y'all here with us.
That's what I'm saying. So anytime
Salute.
the whole state, the people from don't watch the whole state game, to come fool with Truth Be Told Radio.
They
appreciate
it's on the other screen right
You
now.
better say it. And that's okay. Look on your
all
phone
good.
and listen to get cuss the game out and say we talking about something
Yeah,
good.
I mean.
We okay with that. But y'all done read the thing I put up there, man.
What you put up there?
I put Bill versus Cliff.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? Bill versus Cliff, and you don't really know who someone is. You really don't know who someone is at times. You know what I mean? And we've been having a little banter back and forth before we came on live with y'all. Had our little viewpoint. We gonna break it down to y'all how we see it. You know what I mean? And as always, we definitely want y'all to chime in. You understand?
So how you see this whole sexual assault case with Bill Cosby, man?
I'm going to sum it up like this. William Cosby, you're full of shit. I'm going to have to leave it at that. William, you're full of shit. You shouldn't have did that shit. And do I believe there's some foolishness involved in certain aspects of the game? Yes. But I still feel, Negro, you shouldn't have did that shit. You got to watch where you're putting Pop going. You can't be dropping off the Quaaludes talking about she going to love you in the morning. You can't be doing that. Nigga, you ain't Scarface. You wasn't in the movie. You can't be doing that shit. That's just how I feel about it. I mean, there's other aspects of it, but, I got girls. And, that rape shit, that word to me, in my opinion, rape and child molestation and all that shit and pedophilia, those are the only crimes that I feel is not justifiable. You can't excuse that. You can excuse why, I ain't gonna say excuse, but you might get justified a motherfucker might smoke somebody. You might be mad. I got mad at you, and that's why they got manslaughter. I got mad. I didn't mean to kill you, but we got into it. Shit happens. Sometimes motherfucker did shit ain't got no business damn doing. You tore his ass up. You go to jail for it, but okay, I can understand he shouldn't have did that shit. Not justifying it, but it's a little bit more understandable that you can never explain to me how you touch a kid. You can't explain that to me. You can never explain to me how you take the coochie. It's too much coochie out here for you to be taking the coochie. I have a problem with that. I can't condone that. It's frowned upon in the tank society.
In this establishment.
It's frowned upon. And that's just how I look at it. Like I said, it's other elements. It's always elements to things. That's life. But my feeling is that, Bill, y'all remember Shucky Ducky? He shucked his ducky too much. And I'll leave it at that. That's how I feel about it.
All right. I've stepped back from this topic for a minute. I kind of let social media do its thing.
And they did.
I I let countless celebrities and entertainers and close associates or former associates of his chime in on it. What's going on, Adrian? First off, let me say this. Let me put my disclaimer out here before we go any further. Yeah, rape is a punishable offense, worthy of death. Sexual harassment is a byproduct of that, and it's a byproduct of this we'll say patriarchal society that we live in, especially I can't even say in America because it goes down everywhere.
Definitely does.
It's definitely a social disease, and I'm in no way a defense of that or excusing of that. My viewpoint on this Cosby trial and the rise and fall of one of America's great black icons,
Man,
I have some mixed feelings. I'll say that. I have mixed feelings because there's a lot of double talk. There's a lot of hiding one's hand in the whole situation.
chucking the rock and hiding the hand.
As far as Bill's actions, no, I wasn't there. As far as what countless other people's accounts and supposedly second, first, third-hand knowledge of, it leaves enough to question the morality of a celebrity that we all grew up with in our living rooms for over 50 years.
You better say it.
All right. However, the motives behind bringing this man's actions to light and to so-called justice, to me, I feel they have a deeper reasons and deeper motivations that go beyond the sins that he's guilty of. So,
When you say sins, he go beyond the sins he guilty of. Elaborate on that real fast for me.
well,
So I want to make sure I stay on the same page with you.
I think Bill forgot his place. I think Bill forgot who put him in the spotlight. Who put him as the token Negro in Hollywood. And I say token because at the time that when Bill came to rise, the shows like I Spy, I believe he was on the Electric Company a time or two, the countless honorary doctorates and degrees that they gave him were the mainstream's way of edifying his character and edifying his influence in media and television. So,
Well, he earned them though,
Well,
them degrees.
if I'm not mistaken,
you talking about all them degrees and shit. All that.
look that up for me right quick.
He said when I was looking at it, he said he got almost 60, nearly 60 of them
He's got quite a few honoraries.
It's nearly 60 of them because that's why them schools like Temple, his alma mater, John Hopkins, Yale, Notre Dame, Boston College. That's why they all took this shit out. The little what's it the honorary, the honorary thing, what they call it, honorary degrees they call. He got like 59 of them bitches. You know what I'm saying? See,
So, I do believe he does have a PhD in child education.
he also has a PhD in doing some bullshit. He has a PhD in throwing shit in people's drinks.
Well, that's not a master's.
And then he mastered that shit.
Nah,
mastered
if he mastered it, he'd be free.
He definitely mastered it because he got it off for a minute. The only problem is his co-conspirator ain't like the fact that he was on that he tried to get his gig off. That's what the problem was. You tried to back channel some shit, and they ain't like that shit. So they put your dirty drawers out there. You put your dirty drawers out there. What happened with dirty drawers? They stink, and people gonna smell them. And you know what I mean? And people smelling that. And I just, for me,
Elaborate on the backdoor thing.
As far as like when you
Pause.
when you sit there and like you was just telling me about the GE thing and the NBC and all that, you about to take hold of something that they don't want you to take hold of. You about to be in the mainstream now. You about to be like, hold up, dude. Like, okay, we cool with you being this nigga. We don't want you to be this nigga. Is that what it is? You know what I mean? And you know, I agree with that to agree when we were speaking on that earlier. I agree with that. I mean, you know, dude, you bit off more than you could chew. You was getting away with shit because they was cool with what you was doing. And when I say cool with what you was doing, you wasn't infringing on their money. You wasn't making them feel a certain type of way. Once you start making them feel a certain type of way, they're like, oh, hell, you got me fucked up. You're not about to get that off. You know what I'm saying? And then your foolishness comes out. And then when your foolishness comes out, regardless of, and this is my opinion, regardless of how it got thrown out there, regardless if they put shit in they shouldn't put in there, regardless if they took testimonies, I believe it is, from people that before they threw out and stuff like that, regardless if you did that or not. You know what I mean? Like I said, when you dance to the devil, you burn your fucking feet. It's that simple. It ain't no way around that. You can't dance and not burn your feet. So them blisters that come up when them bitches bust, you got to deal with that shit. It ain't, and it's not always pleasant.
So when we look at right now, you've got newly appointed Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh voted in 10-1 in the midst of 3 accusers, or 2.5.
2-1 just testified what, Friday?
Yeah, you know, before Senate committee of his sexual misconduct allegations dating back to his college and high school years. You have a president who beat off 2 rape allegations during his campaign. Videotape or audio tape of him making some very questionable statements about female genitalia.
Grab him in the pussy. That's what he said. We can say it. That's what he said. He said, I'm grabbing the pussy.
In a society where what's being brought to light is how sexist and yet racist the society is, I find it interesting that Bill's the only one wearing a jumpsuit.
I don't find that interesting. I don't find that interesting. I find that right on par to how shit go. That's how I look at it. Don't make it right, but that's the course. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? And see, this goes down to the statement I just made a little bit ago. When you dance to the devil, you burn your feet. You know what time it is when you fooling with certain people, man. You know what time it is when you get to doing certain shit. You know what time it is. Now, how you choose to teeter the line, or walk the line, I should say, I mean, that's on you. Because it's hard for me to believe, ain't nobody no hard, I don't believe that Bill Cosby is an idiot. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that Bill Cosby didn't know what the hell was going on. I just don't believe that. Mm-hmm. To me, he's too... The man paid for the podium that Dr. Martin Luther King gave the I Have a Dream speech on, man. Paid for the podium. He did all this kind of stuff at HBCs, bro. He gave an image of this is what black people can be. You understand what I'm saying? So you didn't, and I understand what you're saying, you know, he got put up in the area but you gave us an image that we believe that gave hope. But the whole time you dancing, you out here acting a fool because you getting your gig off. He had a sickness. That's just a sickness, in my opinion. When you out here doing that shit, that's a sickness. Now, we all got our issues. We all got things we go through. But you know what I'm saying? To me, that's something that's serious. You know what I'm saying? So when you out here playing the field, playing the game, like I'm getting this money, I'm doing what I do, I'm going to play. You know what I mean? And as long as I don't step on y'all toes, I'm good. And y'all going to overlook it. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of accountability out this motherfucker, but it's just like he knew what he was in. It go back to when you said he forgot he was black. When you say you forgot what you, hey, you got some skeletons in the closet, brother.
Mm-hmm. I think that we forget that being affluent does not also make you moral.
Oh, hell no.
I think hell that no. Now, I mean, you know, us in a conversation, you know, on an individual level, we're cognizant of that. But when you look at the evidence, and what I mean by the evidence is the millions of people that support television shows or or
Too sure.
the millions of people that follow or support donations and your celebrity, apparently that means that to a lot of people, if you're making money, because at one point in time, Bill was worth $1 billion.
Tearing their ass up.
Okay, most powerful black man in entertainment through the 80s and 90s. That is a hell of an accomplishment, and that's in this society. That's a position that you reach with caution, because your handlers and your supporters are always watching to see what kind of powerful African American. I'm gonna use that term. Bill was a African American, more so than I'll say a black man. Now, yeah, most of us, you know, we can go back to we can watch countless episodes of the Cosby Show where, you know, Count Basie and Lena Horne and a lot of Afrocentric culture was weaved into.
Better say it.
Into,
tap
but again,
dance and all that shit, yeah.
weaved.
But it was on shows though. But even with that, don't you think
Now,
he still
wait a
showed
minute.
that though?
Now look. I'm gonna say it like this: at 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, man. I mean, to see that on national TV and it not be put in a negative light and not be put in a condescending tone, it makes you feel good.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
because
front on
even
that.
the negative shit
I
in
ain't
the
gonna front
show
on that.
had a positive ending.
But at the same time, when we understand the machine that was behind giving him free run to do that, there's always a give and take. Okay, there's always a give and take. Most people account and remember Bill, their biggest issue with Cosby was the rant he went on. I believe he was at Temple when he spoke about the youth and the sagging and the profanity. And a lot of people, now, don't get me wrong. As a human being, as one who, you know, wants to present themselves in a civilized lifestyle, I don't see the fundamental purpose of my waist and my ass being exposed in some pants that are supposed to fit around my waist. But I do understand the culture. I understand where some of it comes from. I understand the youth. But what he said wasn't necessarily wrong. It was the context and the timing and when he put it that put his black base at odds with him.
Yeah, they ain't like
You know what I'm saying?
They ain't like his who he. I guess they ain't like who he said it to.
Well, you know, us as a people, we got a big deal. We got a big issue with, airing out family business in public.
Yeah, man, and that's true. But like I said, but see, with all that being said, what you just said, it kind of brings it back to why I have such an issue with it. Because, like I said, man, you weren't just someone out here that was irrelevant. You weren't someone out here that didn't know what was going on, bro. You done lived through the bullshit. You done lived through all the craziness with blacks and whites in Hollywood. He had to face some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? In life, in life in general, he had to deal with that stuff. So I guess I just look at it like it's hard for me. It bothers me to see him fall because you're like, damn, man, that's Bill, man. You know what I'm saying? And you happy at the stuff that he accomplished. Like, dude, every time you look up, Bill was doing something. You heard something go, Bill just donates this. Bill did this.
He was a philanthropist.
Bill did, you know what I'm saying? He's a philanthropist. He was a philanthropist with a dirty hand. You know what I'm saying? One hand was cleaning up the community, the other hand was playing with the box. You see what I'm saying? And now he doing too much. You see what I'm saying? So and it trims things and it put things in a whole new light. You got different ways people look at things. Like a lot of times, folks, when we see somebody, one of ours, get convicted or something happen to them, we tend to get upset. Be like, oh man, they cheated him, they railroaded him. You know, Bill shouldn't happen to Bill. They did him wrong. People saying that, and even though she isn't an attractive person, she does look like Caitlyn Jenner's cousin. You know what I'm saying? She does. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both got to change.
Jeez.
You know, I'm just keeping it real.
Jeez.
So, I mean, look at them. Next time you look at Caitlyn Jenner and look at that picture and put them together and look, I bet you they related. That's just my take. That's a tank fact.
Well, I mean,
anyway,
a lot of folks,
but
a lot of folks compare it to Howard Stern.
I can rock with that too.
But
the point I'm making is, even with that being said, you know, it's still a problem with what was done. So people be like, black people be like, oh man, ain't no way Bill did that. He ain't do this. Man, all them people lying. They just coming out of nowhere to take a nigga down. They just did it. Okay, but he admitted it. He admitted it. So regardless of if you think that the person that he got in trouble for wasn't the person that he really did something with, being that the heifer did seen for a person that was raped, she sure had a hell of a comeback track. I mean, you get raped and you still you get 3.4. You was right about that 3. I just saw it. You got 3.4 in the settlement. You getting paid to go to. He paid for your schooling. He sit there and you use his name for job references. And what you said is when you went over to his spot, you went over there not for sex but seeking advice for your career. That's what she said. I was seeking advice for my career. Now, I'm not saying she didn't, and I'm not saying that he didn't hit her with the 1-2 screw you. I'm not saying that. But I will say, if it's that bad, why you keep coming back? And if y'all drug, how you remember every damn thing? To me, that's an issue. But it goes down to, even if it's out of 50 people, if one person was raped, that's one too many. So therefore, regardless of who lied, regardless of who came out for some money, because I do believe that some of the people that came forward, I think some of them Bill just laid the pipe to. I think someone just came forward because they seen, oh shit, this might be a monetary thing for me or a publicity thing for me. I really do believe that. But I do believe I honestly believe that something did happen wrong. So being that something happened wrong, it's like, okay, yeah, like we were saying, I was telling you earlier, regardless of if this one isn't the one, your hands aren't clean. It's one thing when your hands are clean and you get screwed. It's another thing when your hands are dirty and you get screwed. To me, that's a difference.
Let's look at this this deposition that was from 2005 during the civil suit between him and Andrea Constant. At the time that the deposition was given, you got to understand the deposition is something that's typically ordered by your prosecutor,
right?
Prosecuting attorney. It was sealed, and then a couple years later, the judge that presided over the case, at the request of the news media, decided, well, Bill's a public figure. This should be public knowledge. Never before done. My thing, and in the deposition, and a lot of people, go a lot of different ways about, there's a video circulating right now where they're alluding to discrepancies in how the deposition was projected. First charge that they make is that the prosecutor gave her version of the deposition. The prosecutor is the only version of the deposition. It's not ordered by the court, it's ordered by the prosecutor. They're going to be the one that owns the deposition. They're the one that made it. The context and the narrations, I agree, were given to give their own personal viewpoint on it. There were added parts to the deposition that did not necessarily need to be in there.
Hence why they got an appeal now.
Right.
I'm sitting there reading something right now about it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Because, continue, I'll elaborate on that in a second.
Yeah, let's get on that. My thing that I'm pointing out is the fact that people in very high places decided to bend some very solid rules in order to make sure that he didn't squeak away.
Because that product was bringing the money. Because if he were, how much you say he was worth at one point in time?
He was worth at one point in time $1 billion. I think right now he's at $400 million.
So if Bill was worth $1 billion at one point in time, what you think the motherfuckers that was fucking with him and was backing him and was putting all that shit? What you think they was getting out of that?
Oh yeah,
They
getting a piece of the action.
Yeah, they weren't hurting, bruh.
Wait a minute, that was one of his movies. A piece of the action.
You know what I'm saying? they wasn't hurting. And let's do it again. You know, another name of one of his movies. Do it again. You know what I'm saying?
They sent his ass up
and while he was getting,
Saturday night.
And I'm gonna put another movie in there when he was giving them bitches them Quaaludes. He was getting his Uptown Saturday Night on. I'm just saying, man.
Mothers, jugs, and speed,
nigga. He was acting a fool. But I want to on what you just said about the deposition. It was funny. I want to touch on that a little bit because I'm sitting there reading. Because right now they got an appeal because in the civil suit, Bill didn't testify.
Right.
Even though he had a chance to, and even though he admitted to giving, it says during the Cosby deposition, he admitted receiving Quaaludes to use on young women that he wanted to have sex with. On Tuesday, Judge O'Neill allowed those deposition statements into the trial over objections from the Cosby legal team, basically saying that they brought in statements and stuff from the civil trial to the criminal trial,
Right.
and that's not usually done. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Another solid rule.
Exactly. And the thing is that the lawyers urged for that because see, what she said she received was 3 blue pills, and those from I understand that's not the Quaaludes.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Said he gave him Benadryl.
So what you're saying that you received from Bill, and what y'all saying that he admitted to, those are 2 different things. So you convict me on giving the person some Aleve, because I believe Aleve are the blue ones. I ain't Aleve the blue pills. So you see what I'm saying? So now that's where it get a little tweaky with this appeal. But I'm gonna say one thing before I let that go. If I let you expound on that. If I walked up to you right now and I said, and you said to me, Rod, you say, man, Tank, man, I got a headache, bro. I say, hey, Rod, take these. And you say, man, what are those? I say, man, shit, you cool, man, just take them. You're good, they'll help you out. Are you going to just take them and say, yep, I'm good? Or are you going to be like, man, what the fuck are those?
What
You see
are
what I'm saying?
those?
See, like I said, and like I said, I understand y'all's anger in feeling like he ain't do what he did to the girl that got a 2008, got a mullet still in 2018. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get that. Y'all feel he didn't do because he is Rottweiler on the face. I get that. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't take away from the previous foolishness. The fucked up part about it is like, damn, you done got cream on this. But people like me, I look at it like, but from what you're talking about, it's a lot of that too. You see what I'm saying? So it get a little tweaky. So you can understand, I guess, and see, this is my thing. People complaining about that woman and this is this. My question to those people would be this: if she wasn't ugly, would y'all still have that problem? Would y'all still say that shit? If she was nice looking, I'm talking about a bombshell, would y'all still feel like that? You see what I'm saying? Let's not base it because she ugly as shit. Don't do that. I don't think let's not do that. That ain't cool in my opinion. The facts are the facts. You see what I'm saying? Regardless of if it's a railroad, regardless if you got railroaded, regardless if you did. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that's an element, bro. Because that's why niggas saying shit. That's why you seeing these memes on Facebook.
Well,
that's why you saying, oh, ain't no way he fucked that ugly girl. Ain't no way. Man, come on, man. The man admitted that he put the pudding pop in her. He admitted it. So, I mean, you can't say it ain't no way he didn't because he said he did. You feel me? It's just, like I said, I don't want people to get off the subject of what it really is. You see what I'm saying? I don't mind people having their opinion about how the case went and this, but let's not get off the subject with the thing. Is there some loopholes? Yeah, I just read one of y'all. She said she was talking about some blue pills, but yet you saying he gave you Quaaludes. Which one is it?
This is all about public opinion. All right, that's why this entire thing is played out in the courtroom of public opinion. Let's go back. Let's go back to the OJ trial. Now, if you look at it today, everybody say, man, fuck OJ. Right? But them saying, well, maybe not y'all. Some of us was teenagers.
Some people, you right. Don't
but
say that.
the same people at that time was like, shit, OJ my dude. Because he beat the system. In the context at the time that happened, it was fresh off the LA riots.
Yep.
Fresh off Rodney King.
Yep.
Everybody felt good to see a brother get off. Now,
and they ain't give a shit.
He was a murderer. All right?
Come on.
And got off. And everybody free OJ. All right? We have a short-term memory.
Yeah, we do.
And when you come back to this, my point about it has nothing to do with trying to vouch for Cosby's innocence or trying to blow up his guilt. My viewpoint on it is the unseen hand and the powers that be that decides, the gatekeepers that decide who gets the spotlight and who don't.
Right. Who catch the shaft and who don't. Right. Who catch the,
If y'all aren't hip to a term called Zionism, okay, Zionism is a very extreme form of Judaism Well, no, not Judaism, but Jewish culture. Basically, think black nationalism, except for it being of the Jewish culture. Their fundamental philosophy is we eating, no one else is. Okay? Very pro-Israel, very pro Jewish-centered ideology and beliefs. Very closely connected to making sure that they dominate whatever field or whatever realm of industry they get into. The Anti-Defamation League's president and owner said, yeah, make no mistake, the majority of your execs in Hollywood are Jewish. Majority of your CEOs are Jewish. Jews run Hollywood. They run media. They run communications. NBC. All of your major networks. All of your major record labels. All of your major television stations and film production companies. Guys like Harvey Weinstein. Weinstein is a Jewish name. Yeah, he took a hit, but it wasn't a big one. Weinstein's still out here walking around. I want to go back to 95 when Cosby's son, Ennis Cosby, was randomly shot down on the 405 freeway. 97, thank you. Was randomly shot down the 405 by a Russian immigrant that was attempting to rob him. What is that website I was looking at? I sent you the link.
It's called I forgot the name. I got it on my phone.
It's on the text. I'm gonna pull it up right
now,
quick.
When you saying that, you alluding to that you feel like that certain strings was pulled to try to keep Bill in check. Is that what you some of your point up to say? And if you aren't in their elite group or part of their shit, then like I said, they want you to be at a certain platform, and if you decide to step above
there's
that platform,
there's always a system of checks and balances.
They're gonna shoot you down, right? Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
There's always
because I mean, I think once again, I think that plays a part as far as why they got him, but it has nothing to do with what they got him for. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the thing with me, and like when we were speaking earlier, I get all that, and for me personally, that matters. That would matter if his hands was clean, because I feel like if you doing what you're supposed to do, like prime example, remember what we said this a few shows back. What's the two things that always happen to somebody big and that's black? Either a scandal or they get killed. That's usually what happens, man. So if you,
well, I wanted to share it with them though. I mean, what? we touched on it.
I mean, they okay. You want to go more into that part?
You know, I mean, when you look at how a lot of it, you're right though. I mean, definitely, there's only so far that you're allowed to go up the ladder. But you have to understand how smoothly and masterfully a lot of this shit is done. Ennis's hit, and I'm calling it a hit, because when you go back and you look at what happened, there's no way you can convince me to believe that some random teenage thug is sitting on the edge of the 405 freeway at midnight looking for a car as a potential victim when every vehicle on this road is going 60 miles an hour.
House arrest under $1 million bond.
Yeah, house arrest. Yeah.
With $1 million bond.
And he's good for it. You know, I'm curious to see where that goes. They have to have at least one so-called sacrificial lamb because the Me Too movement has gained very solid legs. They are becoming the new police force, you know, in business and everywhere right now. But there's no way you're going to get me to believe that someone's waiting on the side of a freeway looking for a victim. The woman that he called, I believe her name was Jessica Crane or Jennifer Crane, one of the two, that was an associate of his, was called. She was 10 minutes from his house. She comes, he needs someone to use their headlights in order to help him see the flat tire that he's changing. She gets there. She arrives, first off, in a fur coat and heels. She tells the courts that she had been home all day. She tells her sister the reason she grabbed the fur coat was because she had just got back from a date, and the only thing closest to her in the closet was the fur coat. That's a discrepancy right there. You told the courts one thing, you tell your peoples a different one. When they approached the crime scene, he's got one gunshot wound to the head, almost execution style, slumped out of the vehicle. The tire iron is neatly placed in the vicinity of him. About 3 or 4 of the lug nuts off the hubcaps are off of the hubcap, but no spare tire in sight.
Because, you know, they said that I don't know how true this is, but they said that car that he had was one of those cars that when you catch a flat, you can push a button and it inflates the tire back up.
Well, let's even go further than that then, because if that's the case, what you changing the tire for?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like I'm saying, it puts a spin on that. But my question to you is this: what with this?
Well,
I'm
just walk with me. Just walk with me.
Speed up, nigga. Because I'm trying to understand where you're going with this.
They believe that he was attempted to be robbed. When Cosby was found, he had $6,000 in his pocket. The woman shows up prior to the assailant. In one story, the assailant attempted to attack her. She drove off and then remembered that Ennis was there and came back to check on him. Then I pulled up and he was shot. The woman fled since this, has never been available for comment. No one can find him. The Russian assailant was initially labeled as a Jewish immigrant of Russian descent. Her last name being Crane is also now added into the Jewish book of genealogy as being a surname that is relative to that descent. What many people are conspiring or alluding to in this story is that both of them were working in tandem and they were low-level Zionist moles sent to deliver a message. Now, we could say it's just so random that Ennis was on the side of the road when this happened, but the story just comes off sketchy.
So what message do you think they were trying to send to Bill at that time?
You know,
that's the question. Like, because I mean, what the
Dick Gregory tried to touch on some of it, and in at least his take on this on the situation, believing that Bill is a member of the Boule Society, which is an elite group of Freemasons handpicked from fraternities that are to be like the gatekeepers of the progression of black excellence in media and in film. They have their own agenda. It's actually an offshoot of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Martin Luther King was a part of the Boule. There are several other purported members that they believe are parts of the Boule Society that basically decide what parts of our culture will be magnified through advertising, suggestion, media, who's brought to the spotlight, who gets their time in the light, and what issues won't be. You know, your black bourgeois elite, basically. And what Gregory was alluding to was that there was supposedly a set plan that was supposed to happen with Ennis, his only son, that he was supposed to have been brought in to this society and take a different route other than what he did. Ennis is Theo. when you watch the Cosby Show, the story of Theo is basically very closely connected to Ennis Cosby's life. He had a degree, a master's in child psychology from Morehouse. He did not want the spotlight, did not want entertainment, did not want the celebrity. And the belief or the rumor is that he was supposed to have taken that gauntlet. And because Bill didn't push that, there might have been a punishment that came along with that. Now, that could be a reach, that could be a stretch, but it's something to think about. What is?
Now, is it something to think about concerning this shit? Or
Well,
that's just something to think about? Because, see, to me, that ain't got nothing to do with this situation right now. Because
it does in the context
but I'm
if
saying,
you
but
say
we don't,
you
but
had a
but-
good run.
I understand, but I'm saying,
And it's time to bring you back down.
that's a speculation theory.
Yeah, well, it's all speculation.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We're not speculating that Bill did some bullshit. That's not. We're not speculating that he did. We're not speculating that Bill was sitting
there.
He was sitting. Said what?
I said, I wasn't there.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I mean, you ain't got to be there. I mean, the nigga said I gave him Quaaludes. I just read that to you. He said it. He said I gave Quaaludes to women I wanted to have sex with. He said that shit. That ain't speculating. He said it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, to me, that ain't got nothing to do with what's going on here. And not to say that it ain't something to think about. Like,
So you
but I don't
never
think-
gave a blunt to a chick you wanted to
listen,
kill you
man,
with?
No, I wouldn't have to do that because I look good and my mouth is gangster, so I don't have to do that. Anyway,
So having $400 million don't
just
equal?
I'm just saying. I mean, apparently, first off, Bill Cosby is not a good-looking man. You know what I'm saying? So
Neither was Biggie Smalls.
I'm just saying, but that ain't got nothing to do with shit, though. The point is, man, if you sitting here and you on some foolishness, I mean, like I said, to me, that's just a theory of something that could have happened to his son. He already knew what type of game he was in, what he was aligned on when he was doing this shit. Okay, let's just say, for example, for the sake of argument, just to say that what you said is real. Let's just say for shits and giggles, let's just say that he did. That's my cousin laughing at me. You know what I'm saying? Say he did. Just for the shits and giggles, let's say that's true, and the motherfuckers did some shit to his son because they like, we sick of your shit, we want you to do something our way, this our warning. He still didn't give a shit. Apparently, he didn't heed the warning. Apparently, he didn't.
Well, wait.
He couldn't heed
No,
he
listen,
couldn't heed the
listen,
warning
listen.
because he kept touching shit. He kept doing stuff. He kept popping them Quaaludes.
You said that was 97,
You know what
right?
I'm saying? That was 97. What I'm saying, and then, okay, that was 97,
And
then he did what he
Constant
did
was
in
05.
2004.
So it
what I'm
actually
saying?
makes sense.
No, I don't know. But, okay,
We- we told you once.
It makes sense. What I'm saying, you didn't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes,
Right.
I don't know. Like I said, we know for a fact he did that shit. We know for a fact that he stepped outside the realm. He felt like some of these people do. They feel like they celebrity and they star power excludes them from just basic shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact of the matter is, you see a lot of the white counterparts, even in sports. You see him in freaking entertainment. You see it in day-to-day life with the killings and all that stuff. Your white counterparts are held to a different status than you. It's what it is. It's always gonna be like that until the change happens. But I guess my thing is this when it comes to that. Since you know this shit and you choose to put yourself in that realm, as a black man, you have to be more on your shit. You have to be on your shit. And sitting there popping them fuck me pills is not on your shit. It's not. You just trying to get your shit off. It's a different ball game. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, and it's crazy because the things you say, like I said, and I said it again, like I said a little bit ago, those things to me are valuable for a motherfucker whose hands ain't dirty. I just, for me personally,
You can't
because
get in
when you ain't
Hollywood
do
without
shit,
your hands being dirty.
But I'm saying no, that's not true. So that's not necessarily true, man. Because we ain't heard shit about LeBron. We ain't heard shit about Denzel Washington.
Hey, I'm not going
I'm
to do
just-
that on this show.
But I'm saying, but we ain't
Right.
heard. We you know what I'm saying. But I'm talking about we ain't heard no sex scandals, no bullshit with that. You know, I've never heard a sex scandal. With him.
I'm not going to do that on this show.
I mean, shit. I mean, bro. I don't know about that shit, nigga. I don't know about that.
Hey, I'm gonna hold it down for my 330 cats, but
regardless of holding, I mean, hold it. Truth be told, radio, we keep it
know
buckles. We
what I'm
don't give a
saying?
fuck. It ain't about holding it down. We telling the truth is holding it down. That is holding it down. The fact of the matter is, nigga, your hands ain't clean. And regardless if you said everybody saying, look, so okay, everybody might get a little dirt on it in there because they out here doing what they do. But this nigga actually had soiled cesspool hands. You can't have soil cesspool hands and sit up here and act like, oh, I ain't do shit. Or, oh, because at first when it was shit first popped up, he was saying he ain't do shit. That's why people was feeling certain day when I was reading the article and dude was saying they felt betrayed because at first Bill like, man, I ain't do shit. Then all of a sudden you come out saying, yeah, I popped in the fuck me pills. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I just feel like when you do things in a certain light and you stay, probably I'll use a quick example. When you in the streets and you live in that life, you know what come with it. You know it's going to be people that do foolishness. It's going to be people that rob you. It's going to be people that lie. It's going to be the court system that get people to lie on you. You know what I'm saying? They tell lies and things that makes it happen, but you put yourself in a situation to where you're subjugating yourself to that. You can be doing the right thing and still be subjected to foolishness just because of your skin tone. So what you think gonna happen when you subject yourself to shit that you know got a negative connotation on, and it's positive, and the whole time you in that shit, you doing some bullshit. Something gonna happen to you. It's just how it is. It's just the nature of the beast. And like I said, I just don't feel I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but I can't let Bill off the hook for conspiracy theories. And like I said, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm not even implying that by no means. But what I'm saying is, you know, rest in peace to Enos, but I mean, nigga, you dead. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And shit happened on some bullshit, but it happened. And, you know, Bill was your dad. Even when you got smoked, your daddy was still popping people fuck me pills. You know what I'm saying? So it caught up to him. And I just feel like we so hurt as black people because we like, damn, like I said, man, we tired of losing shit that matter to us. You know what I'm saying? We like, damn, we fuck with this nigga. Then next thing you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Prime example, niggas didn't want to agree to R. Kelly peed on the bitch. It's the nigga in the video, man. He in the video. And we still saying, nah, well, maybe they. Except that's just what we do. We always find a way to look, man, the facts are the facts, regardless if we like that shit or not. I don't like it, but I can't turn my eye to it because I don't like it.
Hey, Yusuf, well, you know, Jay maneuvered through his situation or his litmus test very well and quite brilliantly. Turned it into a 60 million album selling turnaround called Lemonade. You know, and then let's even go back to him having somebody else stab Lance Rivera. I mean, a lot of those things, when you get to certain points in the limelight, situations arise where you get tested. How you maneuver.
Yeah, Jay-Z just cheating on his wife. He ain't raping no damn body.
But at the same time, you have to understand that there is a thing called character assassination. They've quit with the physical lynching. Somewhat. There's still folks getting lynched. But they've quit with killing you. We kill your brand. We kill your credibility.
Yeah.
And
but when you attribute to the killing,
at the same time, you have to understand how the game goes. In order to become a member in the game, you have to have dirt on you. You see what I'm saying? You have to, in order to be trusted in Hollywood, in order to be
So you think everybody got dirt?
I mean,
like what dirt Dave Chappelle got? What dirt?
Okay, let's
what
go.
Dirt, like I said,
okay,
I said Denzel. What dirt Denzel Washington got? You see what I'm saying?
Like my dude said on Ebro, because they brought that up. They was joking. And they were like, well, what about Denzel? He said Denzel is okay. Only reason Denzel is okay because Denzel don't come out the house. It was a joke. But
I mean, but
let me finish. He like,
no, you're not getting me with that bullshit. He like, no, get me with that bullshit. Just like your boy Dick Greg. What did he say? He said, I don't hang with athletes or entertainers. That's exactly what he said.
So, okay, let's take Dave. You know, Dave decided that he wasn't with the shit. And because he wasn't with the shit, he decided to step away from it. He decided to turn down the Netflix deal. But all of this is one big machine. You know, the content that these artists choose to project, Bill, like I said, he gave America a perfect image of what black success was supposed to look like, how it was supposed to handle itself. And yeah, whether or not, we all know we're all actors in that game. They're all actors in that game. Their reality could be very far from what the artist depicted. So in order to get to that point, you got to have skin in the game, man. I mean, that's just simple and plain.
But with that being said, what does that really mean? Because that ain't got shit to do
Well,
with shit.
it has
because
a lot
just because
to
you got
do-
just because it's okay, you got dirt on you. Okay, so the fuck what? You got dirt on you. We not this nigga didn't have no dirt on him. This nigga had the
Who?
whole dump truck on him. You see what I'm saying? It's a different. To me the way I feel it. They're not. That's apples and oranges in my opinion. Because
Well, you can't-
Bill was letting us believe that this is what it is, and the whole time he was foolish. He was full of shit. So I'm not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, well, everybody got some dirt." So everybody got some dirt. See, I don't want to. Like I said, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, but when we get to saying shit like that and get to doing shit like that, I feel like we take away from what the fuck he did. You see what I'm saying? I don't give a
What
fuck
I
about how
want-
Jay-Z maneuver. I don't give a fuck about how what's the name in the maneuver, because them niggas ain't the issue. Because them niggas didn't get caught doing that dumb shit. So since they ain't get caught doing that dumb shit, we can't even really speculate on them. You feel what I'm saying? Because Bill actually got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
My point of all that,
Well, should I say the pudding pop thing?
my point of all that is just like you said, you know, we lost someone or we lost their legacy is being now destroyed because they, you know, gave one thing and became something else. We're tired of losing our own. Well, the problem and the reason why I bring all this other innuendous stuff into play is because we have to understand that if you wish to control your narrative or you wish to really have the images that you put on TV and in movies to be real, you have to take yourself out of the hands of the so-called gatekeepers. You have to have your own networks. You have to have your own television shows. You have to have your own producers, your own writers, your own supporters. Start supporting your own people on the lowest levels that they're on and build solid foundations and networks so that you don't have to go into the smoke-filled room with the secret elite
Yeah,
in
but that
order
ain't-
to get
but-
paid.
But even if you
But-
even if you do that, Rod, like say you do that, if you still on some foolishness, that don't matter either. That don't see the shit that to me, and I hear what you're saying, but to me that ain't got shit to do with the shit because this is a moral thing.
Well, we
You
can't
know
go
what I'm
back
saying?
and change it.
No, I'm not saying, but it's a moral thing. So regardless of if he got his own black community, own black cast, own black radio, y'all know what I'm saying, TV station. Regardless if it's like that, if
There's
you
a
got your
simple way
own
to
black
solve
shit
that.
and you still out here,
There's a simple way to solve that.
I'm just saying, but if you still popping, regardless of what you're doing, you popping people in the
Right.
fuck me pills, then I don't give a fuck what you got. It's a moral thing. You got to be on your shit. You in the limelight, you in the light, and you have a standard, and you showing people a certain thing.
Exactly.
When I find out that Dr. Huxtable was actually Uncle Don't Hug Me, something wrong, man. Something wrong.
So-
you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not. Like I said, we looking at it kind of in a different light. I understand what you're saying, and I don't think that this is wrong. I just feel like those type of issues, the shit you talking about compared to what actually happened with this nigga, to me, just for me, it apples and oranges because that nigga was fucking up.
I'm looking
so
at
therefore
how
I don't care
long
about who the gatekeepers was. I don't care about the gatekeepers let him get away with this shit, and then all of a sudden they said he did it. Y'all knew. I don't care about that shit because nigga you did it, and now you got like I said, I'm gonna say it again.
Okay,
you
well,
was
this
dancing with the devil, you got your feet burned.
This prevents it from
I
happening.
know it doesn't because
Can I
it's the
talk?
moral
Can
of
I-
the
can I-
people,
can I
bro.
finish? If you have a code of ethics and a code of conduct and a code that you expect of your artists, your entertainers, hell, you can form unions for this shit. Any inkling of any kind of misconduct that goes against what we would believe in, we pull your shit. We pull your plug. We kill your endorsements. We back all that shit out. People will now start saying, okay, the only way to get paid is to have a certain set of morals. So we have to have a purpose to this discussion, okay?
We do have a purpose.
Okay.
The purpose is Bill fucked up, and we not.
Well,
you got your purpose about it. My purpose of the conversation is this: Bill, you fucked up. You got caught up, and then Gene, you said, well, you said, what do you think? What do you think made him admit? Shit, what you mean? What made him make him admit? You admitted. I don't give a fuck what made you do it. You did it.
Okay.
Because I'm not going. Why you going to admit to some shit you ain't do?
Let me clarify some of the context of that, because you have to realize what the news networks took and made headlines of the deposition versus how the deposition played out are two different things.
Don't admit. I don't give a damn what deposition is. Don't say that shit.
And now, that's my point. When they asked him, it was in the context of, what did you do in the 70s? Oh, well, you know.
Popping bitches, fuck me pills.
Now,
everybody was doing it, so y'all shouldn't be tripping.
Then they took that very same lead of questioning and said, well, were there ever any other women that you gave him to?
Yup.
Wait, because his lawyer stepped in and said, this deposition is about Andrea Constant. So they turned her name into Jane Doe in the deposition. Okay. They said, had you ever given her anything? I said, yeah. She came to me up in Lake Tahoe, she hung out after this event. She met him backstage at the show. They got it in, whatever. Then 2 years later, she came and spent 2 weeks with him in Lake Tahoe. They got it in. The context of the charges against him were he drugged me and raped me, basically. He said, I gave her drugs and we had sex. Now, in a deposition where the specific charges are related to something like this, when you make a statement, and even if his statement was, let's just call it truth. She wanted some pills, we took some pills, we had a good time. If that is truth, let's take it on face value. Let's say if that is what it is. Because of the context of the trial, when you bring in the suggestion of intoxicants and drugs and sexual intercourse, where the question of whether or not consent was given, it's easier for them to imply that you took advantage of her than it is for you to prove that you didn't.
But if you didn't have your ass in that room doing that shit with your married ass,
now
that don't fucking matter.
That's another
this
issue.
is what I'm saying. That shit.
That's a moral issue.
I hear what you're saying, but to me, that shit don't matter.
But
because even with the deposition, the thing, yeah, they did, because they had 5 other people that gave the testimony, but they tried to get, they didn't bring them in,
and they got 45 more ways.
So these other people, that's what I'm saying. So I'm sorry. This is how I feel about it. I wouldn't give a shit if the ugly bitch didn't get raped. If he done got 50 people that's saying, if out of them 50 you just raped one nigga, you did too much. If them other 49 are out there just trying to get some money because they like, oh man, let me get this money, man, because the shit that hit the fan, I'm about to get my rocks off. Okay, then that's the price you pay for fucking up. That's what I'm saying. I feel what you. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not letting that nigga off the hook with that. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm not trying to be funny, Bill. You fucked up. And the fact of the matter is, you shouldn't have did that shit. And the fact of the matter is, Dr. Huxtable is what he was. Dr. Huxtable. Flat out. Bill Cosby was another dude. What happened was Bill Cosby took a walk off a cliff. That's what just happened. You feel what I'm saying? That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? I like I say, I don't give a damn about them deficits. I don't give a fuck that them white folks playing dirty in the court system. They've been playing dirty in the court system since the beginning of the time. So that's not a good reason for me to say, damn, Bill, that's fucked up. No, nigga, you was married and your wife looked good, dude. You tripping, nigga. You was tripping. That's just how I look at it. And I understand anybody else's standpoint. You're entitled to that. But Tank say, nigga, no. You knew what time it was when you walked up in the game. You knew you was in show business. You know show business slimy as a motherfucker. You knew you was out here fucking with these bitches, and these bitches slimy as a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So you out here mingling with the slime like you on Nickelodeon, nigga.
Nickelodeon.
So what you think gonna happen? What you think gonna happen, man? Like I say, it is what it is, man. Like, At the end of the day, Bill, he has to be accountable for what he did. And if he got real, and even if, like, say now they got an appeal in because of that shit. Now let's just say, for example, let's just shoot it like this, just for the sake of talking about it. Let's say the appeal go through and the nigga get the shit get overturned because, like I said, we're talking about a case by case situation.
Mm-hmm.
You got the case with this woman. Say this case does get overturned because of the foolishness. They got some other ones still coming. So boom, you get done with that one, and they say, oh, that was bullshit. Well, we about to slide this one up in there. Oh, you got past that one. And each time we slide somebody in there, we're gonna clean up the mistakes we made in the last one. We gonna get your ass.
That's like how they did Larry Davis. But there ain't a single person on the planet that ain't aware of the Cosby trial.
You said what?
I said there ain't a single person on the planet that ain't aware of the Bill Cosby trial.
And you're right. And it ain't a single person in Hollywood that didn't know that Bill Cosby was already doing this shit before it got brought to light.
But at the same time, the reason I bring it up is because if it goes to an appeal, public opinion is still going to convict him, unfortunately, because of the simple fact that you've already been made guilty.
And you've been demonized as a monster. It's
Yeah.
what it is.
So,
It is what it is.
so they have accomplished their goal. Okay? If he don't do time, he gonna spend the rest of his natural born life fighting off court cases.
Oh, all that civil suits out the wazoo.
So, when you look at that, to me, again, I don't have a. Let me say this one more time. If the man did the shit, he where he's supposed to be. Okay, look. If is a valid word, not because I don't believe it. If is a valid word because there has been a lot of extra work being done to create the fact.
He did it.
So
Until they show me something to show the Bill didn't do that
So-
shit, bro, he did it.
So what I'm saying is, in spite of all that, I always just find it peculiar that the first one that has to fall is always one of ours. Now, I'm not discrediting, I'm not trivializing these claims are serious allegations.
I'm gonna tell you something. For me right now, I don't think it got nothing to do. To me, it has nothing to do. This here ain't got shit to do with race. That's for me.
Okay.
I feel what you're saying.
Well,
about-
now, I disagree with that.
I don't think that got shit to do with race because of what he did. Once you became a rapist, to me, it didn't have shit to do with black or white. It ain't got shit to do with black or white. Now, like I said, bruh, the system been fucked up and they've been creaming us ever since the beginning of the time. So when you put yourself in that system and in that bullshit, you're going to be subjected to that shit.
Well, we in the system the moment we get a
But
Social
I
Security
understand.
number.
But okay, but that's part of the game. But I'm talking. Oh yeah, we are. But we not in the legal system. You put yourself in that. He put himself in that shit.
The moment that we get here.
No, ain't nobody blind. Race ain't got the shit to do with the rape, bro. That's what I'm saying. It ain't got shit to do with it.
Now, I'm going to say this. In this particular case, I can't speak on none of the other cases because they haven't been brought to light. The evidence has not been displayed. In this one in particular, I have a lot of questions about the extended relationship. Now, as far as what? You got Sinbad, you got Guy Torrey, you've got countless other individuals that claim to know Cosby on a personal level. D.L. Hughley, for that matter. They don't have favorable views of him. I'm not sitting here saying that Bill Cosby is a moral individual. I'm not saying that. It's not. First off, even if you did not drug these women to rape them, you potentially have committed adultery over 60 damn times. All right. Now, whether or not you and Camille have an open relationship and she cool with the shit, I don't know. It's not for me to place. It's not for me to judge. I can only look at what has been presented. You know what I'm saying? You're right. You know, they supposedly Weinstein is on house arrest waiting his trial. How this Weinstein case plays out will definitely set a turn and set a tone in comparison between how black men that have been morally corrupt are treated versus white men that are morally corrupt.
But if you corrupt, you corrupt. This is what I'm saying. I
If
just don't
you
think
corrupt,
that's,
you corrupt.
I don't like that. I don't.
See,
to me, that I don't.
Here-
I'm
here-
sorry,
here-
man.
here's my issue with that. Let's take it outside the context of rape, all right? Let's take it outside the context of rape, just for a quick second. I know we've been bouncing around a lot of different avenues of this subject, but when you take a crime of strong arm robbery versus a crime of wire fraud or embezzlement, the punishments are different. And the punishments are different because the proclivity of the person committing the crime is usually categorized by the race and economic status of them. And what I just said, for those that didn't understand, is broke black folks are more prone to go steal a TV out of Best Buy than it is for a black person to have figured out how to wire everybody's 401k to a secret account. That's just, the crimes are set up different. The punishments are set up different. So right now, Me Too is shaking up all of the world.
Okay, I got a question. And even with you, Sean, since you are putting all this shit up here, this shit for your ass too. Because I'm just saying, this is my thing. Since we saying we basing the penalties of crime, to make sure you saying the penalties of crime for black and white are different. That's understood. We get that. Does that take away from the crime?
Which crime?
No, I'm saying, we got black and white. We got a black and white. You got a black murderer and a white murderer. The black murderer get more time than the white murderer. Let's just use murder as an example. Does that take away, take race out of it? Does that take away from the crime?
Okay.
No. I'm just saying, does that take away from the act? Now, because and the reason why I'm saying it is this, before you answer, this is what I'm saying. When you get in that, we already in the trick me bag. We already in the trick me bag. We already in it.
Okay.
So if I'm in the trick me bag and over here is an element of the trick me bag and I walk into that shit and what I get out of it is fucked up, not favorable, then I have to accept my accountability for walking into that part of that trick me bag because I knew it was there. So I agree it's fucked up that you got the Kavanaugh dude, like you said, with Charlie Sheen out here doing what he doing. Yeah, that's bullshit because it's like, what the hell? How y'all out here still getting y'all gig off? And y'all out here doing foolishness, and then this brother do some shit, and y'all go get him, but he still did the shit. So when I say race ain't got nothing to do with it, I'm saying as far as the crime, you did that shit. Now, because you did that shit, now you got to go deal with this foolishness that comes from them, and you know they already don't give a shit. So all you did was yeah, we've been waiting to get your ass. Oh hell yeah, we been waiting to get your ass. So that's what I'm saying. That ain't got shit to do with the crime. That ain't got nothing. The black and white part comes in when you in the justice system of the bullshit. But if you didn't do that shit, you wouldn't have to deal with that. Probably I'm gonna use myself for example. I got locked up in 2010 because I had a pistol in the car. When they tried to say I had drugs in the car, I had no goddamn drugs in the car. They made the dog hit on my car. You can see it on the tape that they made the dog hit on my car. You also can see, when I went to court, my lawyer caught the highway patrolman lying on the stands 3 times. He caught him in 3 lies. How are you a credible witness when you get caught in 3 lies? But because it was on the Fed level, they just discounted that shit and said, you know what? Yeah, whatever. But when my shit was in the state, I would have beat that shit because they fucked up the paperwork. They fucked up my paperwork in the state. So I was about to beat the case in the state. They sent my shit to the feds. Why? Why you send my shit to the feds? When it was in the state, it was probationable case. When it went to the feds, that shit was up to 10. I was looking at 10 years. This is what I'm saying. But I put myself in that situation because I had that pistol in the car. If I ain't had that pistol in the car, I wouldn't have to worry about that cracker coming to fuck with me and do the bullshit he did to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's the point I'm putting on that. I'm not letting that nigga off the hook. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. What Sean,
ain't never off topic, nigga.
No.
What you mean?
What Sean was talking about was there are countless, and I got a question to what you were saying, but there are countless rape cases right now where people are getting no jail time. I think there's one that actually raped either a 4-year-old.
You right? Man, that ain't. Man.
What? I'm gonna put it in perspective for you. I'm putting it in perspective for you.
I don't agree with that.
All right. Let's take your situation.
Love you
right?
too, Sean.
Let's take your situation. and I don't like going this route, but I'm just gonna take your metaphor for a second, your example for a second. You got knocked with a charge that in any other situation you'd have walked.
No, I ain't saying I would have walked. No, that's
Well,
what I'm saying.
okay, well, you said because they messed with your paperwork.
What I'm saying is
That you put yourself in the
what
position.
I'm saying is, regard, even with the paperwork being screwed up, I still would have had to face something. There's a chance it could have been dropped, but there's no guarantee that I would have got that shit beat. They see what they do is when they know they really ain't got shit on you, they lower your shit. The purpose is to take something. So if you put me on probation, I still took something. You see what I'm saying?
So,
that's what they do when they really ain't got shit on your ass.
What Cosby, let's just say right now, as far as everything on paper, as far as in the courtroom, I ain't talking about as far as those that know other shit. I ain't talking about as far as those that may have had different experiences. I'm talking about in that courtroom. In that courtroom, the only thing he really did acknowledge was knocking off a lot of broads and taking a lot of drugs. That's the only thing that he acknowledged. But yeah, like I said earlier, when you acknowledge that in that context, you've put your hand in the lion's mouth. But
and that bitch gonna bite.
But with that being said, having the right to a fair trial.
I don't mean shit, man. We live in fair ain't no such thing as listen, the word fair is just some shit that's in the goddamn dictionary.
See,
that ain't shit fair.
Now you talking about what I'm talking about.
No, I'm just saying ain't shit fair. So we know that ain't shit for it. We know that shit ain't fair. That's the point I'm making. We know ain't shit fair. So if I know it ain't fair and I put myself in an environment that ain't fair, what the fuck you think gonna happen? And not only am I putting myself in an environment that ain't fair, but they frown upon my skin tone. So since they frown upon it, and I put myself in a situation that they don't give a shit about, come on, man. Cosby, you put yourself in some shit you shouldn't put yourself in. Dr. Huxtable.
In Hollywood.
You did. Well.
I mean, that's the situation he put himself in.
What you mean?
That's the situation he put himself in.
No, I don't agree with that because there's guys in Hollywood that ain't do what he did.
Yeah, you know what? You'd be hard-pressed to find them.
That ain't rape somebody?
No, that ain't go to the Playboy Mansion. Ain't
rape nobody. I'm talking about rape, bro.
Wait. Because again, man, like I said, as far as this case goes, this man ain't acknowledged or admitted that that's what happened. It's still a he say, she say. But because it's a he say, she say, and because there are more people, more money behind she than he, if she said it, he did it. If she said it, he did it. You know what I mean?
He ain't say he raped somebody. He just said, I gave pills to women to have sex. He definitely said he just read the shit.
Right.
So if I gave pills to women to have sex, I gave Quaaludes to women to have sex, what the fuck do Quaaludes do to you? So you ain't got to tell me you raped somebody. You know, come on, man. You ain't got to. You can't lead all the way up to the murder and say, "Well, I ain't shoot him."
Okay,
no, man.
I would. You know what? I would
Fuck
roll. Listen, now I would roll with in this particular case. I would roll with that if she wasn't still hanging on to his ass for fucking 10 years.
This is what I'm saying, bro. See, and go back to what I said earlier. And Sean, you missed this part. What I'm saying is, I can see the argument in them saying that this woman. He didn't rape this woman. I can see people having that argument. Say, come on, man. How the hell you going to get... Because I agree with that. How you getting raped and you still coming back to kick it? How you getting raped and you putting this man on your job applications and stuff? I get all that. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. But like I said earlier, Sean, like I was telling him, if out of all them people, if one of them got fucked around, I don't give a fuck that he got caught by the one he didn't do. He earned that shit because his hands are dirty as shit. So I don't give a fuck that he got caught. That's on him. Nigga, you got caught up finally, my nigga.
All I'm saying on that is let's prove or let's convict him on them ones that he supposedly did.
On that shit.
This should have been a better damn check. This should have been a better case than this.
Okay, but to me, but with that, we taking away from the fact you did this
shit. We're asking and requesting the fact to be brought to light.
Man, so we if it's brought to light. If we find somebody else coming out and it's true and we got better evidence to show that he did the shit,
then everybody will shut the fuck up.
No, they not. No, the fuck they're not. No, I don't give it. No, they not. Black people ain't gonna shut. The people still gonna be mad. That ain't true because it always. Prime example: Kobe motherfucking Bryant. Kobe ain't raped that bitch.
How you know?
Because it's been shown. They showed that shit. But what happened was the persona is still of that. It's still that persona. Oh, no. Hold up. Come on, man. It's what it is, man. Don't put yourself in. Listen, man. Don't put yourself in them situations. Don't send
so
nobody.
You don't rock with Kobe either?
Listen, that's my nigga. What you mean?
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? That's my. But that got to do. That's my favorite player. That's my favorite basketball player. But what that got to do with the case? Then come on, man. That ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
You just gave a perfect example.
He didn't do the shit, though. It's proven that he didn't do it. So therefore, it's a difference between being proved that you didn't do something and being proved that you did do some shit. It's totally different. What do you mean? Totally different. What do you mean? Like the fact of the matter is, man. Nah, man. Listen, y'all. That's just how I feel. Don't put yourself in certain situations.
Hey, y'all.
Man.
We can do this all night, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, don't put yourself in certain situations, especially when you got that type of limelight and that type of spotlight, and you know people look up to you, and we look at you as somebody that we trust in. We look at you as somebody that got something going for us. When you look at them type of people, you feel that way, like, man, and something happened, you gonna have mixed emotions, but we still need to keep it fair about what the hell happened. That's all I'm saying. So I mean, it is what it is, man. But you know,
you right, bro. You right. Hey, in closing, I'm gonna say,
Sean, people go to jail for allegations all the time, bro. It happens in the Fed court all the time, bro. I could tell them right now, you've been selling me birds, and they're gonna start investigating your motherfucking ass. And if they really just want you to have somebody, they can take you the fuck down. I done seen it happen. This ain't some shit I'm making up. I've seen it happen. I've seen niggas paperwork in the feds. I know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. But you put yourself in that element. It is what it is.
In closing, we have witnessed a very tragic fall in the career of a very powerful icon. It's caused a lot of an uproar and a lot of views of public opinion. It has forced us all to gut check and look at ourselves and look at our own histories and our own upbringings. And I want to salute and shout out to a lot of the women that have absorbed a lot of this talk and have had to come forward and have had the courage to come forward with their own stories of abuse. And
shout out to Jasmine Evans, man. Class of 97. She said something the other day, man, on Facebook. She spoke up about something that happened with her, man. And I want to shout you out, Jasmine. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. That just popped in my head when you said that.
No,
you know what I'm saying. She went online and she went on Facebook this week. About 8 minutes, told us about the situation going with her, man. My heart goes out to you, girl. We love you from TBT Radio, from me and Big Rod. We love you, girl, and we there. You know what I'm saying. And this is why I'm saying. This is why I'm so hard on what I'm saying, man. I got girls. You know what I'm saying. And what happened to her wasn't cool. And I don't know what I'm saying. I look at that shit in a certain light. You understand what I'm saying? And it just, I don't know, man. I had no understanding for that shit, man.
For sure. You know, it's definitely,
shout out, girl.
You know, and much love, because it took a lot of courage.
You better say it, bro.
It takes a resolve in, you know, even the women that haven't been mentioned and haven't been brought up, that to be able to push past and move and overcome abuse. A lot of times it started early. It starts in your formative years, it starts in your childhood. We don't make any light of that. We don't, this topic was not meant to detract from that. This topic has a lot of different viewpoints. I don't support or defend or vouch for Bill Cosby's character or conduct in either case. However, what I'm doing is trying to create the dialogue that we have to be aware of how we view ourselves, how we view media. And the reason why media is so important, you know, as it was told to me, it's the most effective devil in America, okay? It's also the most lucrative. And most of us, in some form or fashion, use media to further ourselves in some form, financially, socially, whatever. We have to understand how this machine works, along with understanding how we work. And when you are someone in that position, your character and your integrity and your conduct is always going to be under a brighter microscope.
Truth.
It's always going to be under more scrutiny. We have to start looking at ourselves and really start questioning what things we subject ourselves and what things we ascribe ourselves to.
Right.
You know, those that we vouch for and those that we agree with, we have to really start holding them to the litmus test. You know, we have to start being more critical of, you know, when we see the next up and coming, well, who's pushing them? Because if you start to understand how this machine works, you know why this person is where they are. And that's, you know, that's a debatable topic. I believe there are quite a few people right now in comedy and in entertainment and in film that are reaping benefits because they are playing the safe zone and they're allowing themselves to be handled by their handlers. Cosby, for whatever reasons, got to a point to where he tried to take the handles off and they reminded him who handles him. Now, with all that being said, if he's guilty, and he is apparently, then
3 to 10, nigga.
this is what he sowed. He's reaping what he sowed. But I'm not going to get on here and I'm not one that's going to run with the shaming of him because I also realize the racism in the justice system and racism in the entertainment industry. So I'm just saying, stay woke. That's all.
He shamed himself when he popped in them fuck me pills. Y'all take care of yourself, man. Love each other, man. We up out of here.
Peace.
Hey, appreciate y'all for kicking with us too, man. Because like I said, the whole state game was on, and y'all kicked it with us. We
No
appreciate
doubt.
it. I got to say that again. We appreciate y'all.
No doubt.
Sean, good shit on all the
For
responses,
sure, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Way to throw some shit out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate everybody, man.
What up, Phil? What up, Jane?
But once again, we gone. See y'all later, man. Next week, 8 o'clock, we have some more hot fire for y'all. Me and the homie.
We gonna box.
You better see. Hey, see how you left me hanging and shit. My shit falling. Look at my shit falling, y'all. It was all up there and shit, man. Damn.
Peace.
We go, y'all. Y'all be cool, man. Much love.